Huh? You hear me? Probably his computer. Tom's computer. I sit in the back of the room. People wonder why. Select one.
I think we're recording.
Okay. We still have to get the echo. That? No. What's that? Keep it close. Keep it close. It's 4:30. I'd like to call this meeting of the select board to order on Monday, June 3rd at 4:30. First thing is additions and deletions to the agenda.
I just have one quick one, just an update from the weekend. We can add that to after citizen comments.
Okay, citizens' comments on anything that's not on the agenda.
I see nothing online.
Next is the on-farm.
So just so if I could do my quick.
Oh, I'm sorry, yeah, yeah.
So this past weekend was the first annual Pride festival in Woodstock. I was there Saturday morning. It was a great event. I think everyone had fun. I think I brought some new people into Woodstock, helped the businesses. Unfortunately, over Saturday night, someone or some people decided to steal some of the Pride flags that were in the village. We recovered a few of them out on 106 Sunday morning. The police are looking into it, but if anyone has any information on what happened, please reach out to Chief Swanson and help us keep what was a great weekend, still a great weekend, and I encourage everyone to come back next year.
Eric, can I just add, I just want to say thank you to the many volunteers and the sponsors who made this weekend possible. I know it was a year-long undertaking, and I thought it was an amazing and inclusive event for our town and then also our visitors.
Yep. Next is the on-farm restaurant ordinance discussion.
Yep, I've asked Stephen Bauer from the Plan and Zoning Commission, Plan and Zoning Department to make a quick update on where we're at. Okay.
Hey all, Stephen Bauer, Director of Planning and Zoning. So give a quick, just so everyone remembers, in early 2022, a group of residents petitioned this board with a draft of the on-farm restaurant amendment. Throughout 2022, I was tasked with helping the board shape that amendment into a bylaw, which was adopted then in October 2022. Since then, we have had our first application, which came before the Development Review Board in last summer. I think it was August 2023. So that was our first application for an on-farm restaurant amendment that has resulted in its first court case, which came down with an area of a ruling, which I being involved in the process, don't know that it matches the intent in which the board set out to have. So in general, what the court kind of came down to is there's a provision, if you remember, that says the footprint of the restaurant building shall not exceed 2,100 square feet. We have a definition of footprint and we have a definition of what that means. What the court has done is interpreted that 2,800 square feet to include anything that could be included as that is intended for interior occupied space. So what that means is anything that has been intended for human occupation, including bathrooms, restaurants, closets, anything where a human could go into, is what the court has included in that occupied space. So therefore, I don't know if that is what this board has intended to do. So now I turn back to you for clarification of that. So that's where we're at. That's the update. Any questions for me?
Okay, so I'm gonna read a statement before we get going. As members of the select board have been contacted by Woodstock residents concerning the intent on the farm of the on-the-farm restaurant ordinance and the size of structure allowed on the property. We are requesting that the planning and zoning review the ordinance and report back to the select board. I'm asking for a motion requesting that planning commission review the current ordinance and clarify requirements with a square foot. The options can be anything from leaving the ordinance as is, increase the square foot, decrease the square foot footprint, or remove any restrictions in structure size to be determined on a case by case application.
I'll make the motion.
Second,
I'll second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye,
Aye.
motion's passed. Susan?
Susan, are you there?
I am. I said aye, sorry.
Okay, that's okay. Thank you. Okay,
And just one point of clarification, does the board want to give the planning commission some kind of deadline to work off of, so we know when they could be, back in front of the board?
yeah, Stephen, is a month enough time?
Stephen, do you mind just getting up to?
I'm sorry, yeah.
There is some timeframe to be aware of, like how much, I mean, has to be turned.
Yeah.
So there is constraints they have.
Yeah, so I think you'd probably do that in a couple of discussions and sessions. Just pulling on my calendar. And like Eric was saying, we have to have 15 days before the planning commission warns a hearing, and then after that, we have to have 15 days before the select.
But what
board.
kind of time?
So I think that we could get that done before is select board meets on August 20th.
It's when the August one will be scheduled for, yeah, that's 3rd.
Okay, so does that sound reasonable? Okay,
Meeting.
yeah, that's the
Three
meeting.
meetings.
And if necessary, we'll schedule a special meeting.
Okay.
To get that done, but we could plan on that, and that would be ready for the select board to vote, or take a potential vote. We'll leave that in your hands, on August 20th.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, we have. Come on up, state your name.
My name's Al Alessi. I couldn't hear your reading of that. What you read out is what's being proposed to the select board. And you voted to yes, we're gonna look at that, or yes, we accept.
We vote with,
The planning commission's
the
gonna.
planning
look at it.
commission's gonna look at it and report back to the select board by the August meeting.
Okay, and that was written by, can I ask who authored that?
I did.
You did. Okay, all right. Just wasn't clear. And
Okay.
it was a little
No.
muddled over here, and I'm getting a little.
Anything else? So next is executive session, and I would consider a motion to enter an executive session under one VSA.
I'm sorry, was that the end of the time?
Yeah, I mean, they already took a vote on it.
Voted.
Oh, I see, okay.
Is there a comment you want to make?
There was, but.
Well,
Okay,
we'll give you,
okay, thank you.
we're not gonna take a lot of comments.
I just want to say that, who am I?
Oh, yeah, Roger.
Okay. My name is Roger Logan. I live in Woodstock Village. Over the last couple of years, the vast majority of the voting people of Woodstock have made their wishes clear on this. And our elected representatives have made their wishes clear on this. And the people who have been appointed to staff positions have very carefully followed the wishes of our elected officials and our town government. what we have is people who are able to use legal resources to avoid the will of the people. And I think that in this case and other cases,
RJ, let's just tone it down a little bit.
Okay,
Okay.
Al,
Al, you know what? Finish up
okay,
session.
You can leave.
can we,
Yeah, wait a minute. He'll listen to you. We're gonna listen to him, then we're going to executive session. I understand.
I would argue that in this case and in other cases, the town needs to very carefully consider where it needs to take a legal stand. And I think this is a very good example of where it would benefit the town to take a legal stand if legal action continues against the will of the people. Thank you.
Now we're going into executive session.
Yeah. need a motion?
Start all. I'll consider a motion to enter executive session under 1 BSA 313 to discuss potential contracts and after making a specific finding of that premature general public knowledge would clearly place the public body or person involved in a substantial disadvantage. The
So-
motion,
So moved.
Second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Nikki, can you do a breakout room for me, Susan and Carrie, please?
We'll go in the other room.
Yeah, we'll go in the room back there. We don't plan on it now. We'll get you. Yeah. Okay.
Yep, I got it.
I don't need to have it.
Be out of it.
Oh, out of it, okay. So,
Motion happened, right?
other business?
I have none.
Hearing none.
Hold on, I think, oh, there, now Susan's back.
Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
The second? All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you.
Thank you.
Night. Thank you.
Enjoy the nice weather, everyone.